Shalom. All praises due to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rech Quadash. Double honors to the elect, apostle, bishops, elders that great millstone ever well. Shalom to elect Ak out there doing this work in sincerity and truth, and not for vainglory, in season, out of season. Shalom to the elect so-called Negro, West Indian, Haitians, Latinos, Hispanics, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, which are the elect Israelites, according to the Bible. Okay, so I just want to go in here right quick. This is First Esdras, the 4th chapter, and I start at the 26th verse. It talks about women. Okay, well, it talks about kings and so forth like that, but I'm just focusing on the women of our nation. Okay, of the nation of Israel, you Negro, West Indian, Haitian, Latinos, Hispanics, Native Americans, Seminole Indians. Okay, so let's start at let me see. Okay, let's start at the 18th verse. It says, "Yea, and if men have gathered together gold and silver or any other goodly thing, do they not love a woman, which is comely in favor and beauty?" Yeah, and that's true. That's exactly true. Men gather these things to please their women. Now this happened back in the ancient world, so you can imagine what's happening now, right? Okay, men do all this stuff for a comely, beautiful woman. And that's what happens. They'll get riches just for a woman that looks good, that looks pretty, so-called pretty privilege, as they say. But it's going to go to show you what's the greatest thing. Okay? All right? It's going to show you what's the greatest thing. It's not no comely, pretty woman, yo. It's not no comely, beautiful woman. That's not, see, women were created to serve men. Okay? Men wasn't created to serve women. It's the other way around. Now, we're supposed to provide for our woman, but she's supposed to serve us hand and foot. And that's going to come back. But this happened way back in the ancient world. Okay? And of course, today, hey, listen, but okay, let's continue. It says, let's go up here. It says, "And letting all those things go," boy, you got to give up your riches, man, for some bread. You ain't supposed to do that. "And letting all things go, do they not gape, and even with open mouth fix their eyes fast on her? And have not all men more desire unto her than unto silver or gold, or any goodly thing whatsoever?" Yeah, man, because, hey, listen, if men marry a woman, they don't marry a beautiful woman or whatever, right? And they got, let's say they got millions of dollars or, whatever the situation, right? And, they so in love because this woman is so beautiful. Yo, man, they don't even sign a prenup. Now you got certain dudes signing prenups now. I mean, don't get me wrong, because, men are learning the game that these women are playing on them. But shit, man, for a long time, men wasn't signing no prenups. And they were afraid to ask the woman they in love with to sign a prenup. So it says, let me see, go up a little bit here, because I know sometimes. It says, "A man leaveth his own father that brought him up in his own country, and cleaveth unto his wife." Yeah, and that's true. That's true, you know. That's true. You know, men, they'll forgo everything. Not all men, but a lot of men, they'll forgo all things to cleave unto a woman, right? Okay. It says, now Adam said it, a man will leave his father and his mother and cleave unto a woman. Not Adam. It's in the scriptures. All right. I believe Adam said that. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, it says, a man leaveth his own father that brought him up and his own country and cleaveth unto his wife. Yeah, that's scriptural. It is, you know. It says, he sticketh not to spend his life with his wife, and remembereth neither father nor mother nor country. Okay? Right. It says, he sticketh not to spend his life with his wife, and remembereth neither father nor mother nor country. It says, and sticketh, comes from the Bible, you know. It says, suggests a loyal friend who is more steadfast than family. Right. Exactly. So he's sticking with this woman, yo. He's like, yo, man, the hell with everything else, yo. Yo, hey, listen, this is my boo. You know. You know, this is my woman, you know. You know, this is my wife. It says, he sticketh not to spend his life with his wife, and remembereth neither father nor mother nor country. It says, but this also ye must know, that women have dominion over you. Do ye not labor and toil and give and bring all to the woman? It says, yea, a man taketh his sword and goeth his way, and rob and steal to sell upon the seas and upon rivers. Yeah, so man, hey, listen. Most of this shit that men do out here, selling drugs and pimping and you know trying to get the top position on the job, this is all to bring it back to his woman, man. And that's just the reality of it. Okay. It says, and looketh upon a lion and goeth in darkness, and when he hath stolen, spoiled, and robbed, he bringeth it to his love. Yeah. A nigga will die. And I'm not just talking about so-called black men. I'm talking about all the 12 tribes, yo. You know? And these heathen nations too. All right? The so-called white man, East Indian man, Chinese man. Yeah. You know? Yeah. They'll go into danger, to life-threatening danger, just to bring it back to a woman. All right? He said, and looketh upon a lion and goeth in the darkness, and when he hath stolen, spoiled, and robbed, he bringeth it to his love. Wherefore a man loveth his wife better than father and mother. It says, yea, many there be that have run out of their wits for women, and become servants for their sakes. And yeah, and that's true. And that's that simping shit, man. That's that simp shit. Losing your wits over some goddamn woman, man. And it's going to tell you what's greater than the king, what's greater than a woman, what's greater than all that, you know? Many have gone out their wits for a goddamn woman, yo. All right? Like you can't get another woman. The scarcity mindset, you know? Okay, oh, I'm afraid to lose my wife. I'm afraid to lose this woman. Like there ain't a billion other goddamn women in the planet Earth, man. You know? All right? It says, many also have perished, have erred and sinned for women. Yeah, that is the truth, man. Dudes done did all kind of wickedness. Dudes done lost their life over a goddamn woman, yo. And I'm not talking about a righteous woman. I'm talking about, come on, man, these women, the majority of these women are wicked as all hell. You got dudes sitting in jail right now that started shit with another man, and they called their man, and the man did something to the man over the shit she started, and now he's sitting in the penal for 25 to life. No, or now he got served. He's buried in the ground over some shit that she done started, over some wickedness that she done did, man. Or she committed adultery and a man found out and he serves her. You know? You know? I mean, there's many ways have men and perished over women. Okay? It says, and now do you not believe me? Is not the king great in his power? Do not all regions fear to touch him? So now we're gonna get to the truth. Now, what's greater? The woman, the king, which one is greater? It says, yet did I see him and Apami, the king's concubine, the daughter of the admirable Barticus, sitting at the right hand of the king, and taking the crown from the king's head and setting it upon her own head, she also struck the king with her left hand. I mean, that is a, man, see, that's that simp shit, man. You know, ain't no way in hell some woman's, here it is, you a king, someone gonna take your crown off your head, put it on her head, and smack the shit out you. But simps do it, though. They allow it. Okay? It says, and yet for all this, the king gaped and gazed upon her with open mouth. Seeing all that beautiful shit. Oh, she's so pretty. Pretty privilege. And yo, man, that's bullshit, man. I don't give a damn how fine a goddamn woman is, yo. All right? She get out of line, she gonna have to pay the consequences, all right? It says, and yet for all this, the king gaped and gazed upon her with open mouth. If she laughed upon him, he laughed also. But if she took any displeasure at him, the king was fain to flatter that she might be reconciled to him again. All right. So, they had a conversation. You can read the whole chapter. They're talking about which is greater, the king, the woman, which the wine, which is greater. All right. It says, O ye men, how can it be but woman should be strong, seeing they do this? I'm gonna read to the 37 and 38 verse. It says, O ye men, how can it be but woman should be strong, seeing they do this? It says, then the king and the princes looked one upon another, so he began to speak of the truth. He said, O ye men, are not women strong? Great is the earth, high is the heaven, swift is the sun in his course. For he compasseth the heavens round about, and fetches his own course again to his own place in one day. It says, is he not great that maketh these things? Therefore great is the truth and stronger than all things. All the earth crieth upon the truth, and the heavens blesseth it. All works shake and tremble at it, and with it is no unrighteous thing. He said, wine is wicked. The king is wicked. Women are wicked. All the children of men are wicked, and such are all their wicked works. And there is no truth in them. In their unrighteousness also they shall perish. As for the truth, it endureth and is always strong, and it says it lieth and conquereth evermore. Yeah, so he's talking about the truth. All right, the truth that we have, the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that we have. All right, and it's truth. The prophecies, the word of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai is over all its madness. Yeah, you know, so this truth, man, is over any wine, over any king, over any goddamn woman, man. Okay? It's this truth. It says, as for the truth, it endureth and is always strong. It liveth and conquereth evermore. You know, so it's this truth, brothers. That's what we focusing on. Women are just a side piece, man. Okay? You know, the truth come first, man. Because that's the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. You know? Over some goddamn woman, man. Now, did Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai give us the understanding and the law, statute, commandments on loving a woman? Yes, he did. Okay, but that's not what's important. That's not what's endured forever. The truth endure forever. This wisdom, knowledge, understanding of Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, and their word. Yahweh through his son's word, man. Okay? That's what's going to endure forever. All right? And that's what's more important. Okay? All right? So, it says, let me read more. It says, with her there is no accepting of persons or rewards, but she doeth the things that are just, and refineth from all unjust and wicked things, and all men do well and all men do well like her works. It says, neither in her judgment is any unrighteousness, and she is the strength, kingdom, power, majesty of all ages. Blessed be Yahweh of truth. So there you go, yo. All right? And all men do well like our works. So listen, man. You know, this truth comes first. And that, you know, that's the point I wanted to make. But I know, you know, we got a woman problem. You know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, I'm talking about you so-called Negro, West Indian, Haitian, Latino, Native Americans, Hispanic, Seminole Indians, they have a what's the right word that I'm trying to find? You know, niggas in love with the sex. Yeah, I guess you could say that. Okay, you know, but that's not the whole world, man. A woman's, vajayjay, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't encompass everything on the planet Earth. It's the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. I hope you've been edified. And with that, shalom.